Congratulations to both of you ladies. Right now I'd like to introduce Miss Jerry Thompson. She is all things to the Charlotte Post and the Charlotte Post Foundation for a special presentation. Jerry.
Good evening. I am doing this presentation in the stead of our co-publisher, Mr. Bob Johnson, who is over the selection process for the Scholarship Foundation. Could you please go ahead and cue the Foundation scholarship process, please?
There are quiet champions in our schools and communities who represent our best. And since 1975, the Charlotte Post Foundation has seen fit to recognize the example these often inconspicuous heroes set for the rest of us.
So many times students who achieve don't get recognized because the recognition process, as I see it, is geared towards students who don't do well, students who, by society's standards, need help, students who are violent in school, students who are on the negative end of the whole school system process. The ones who do well, who excel, who work hard to do what they're supposed to do and to do better than people expected them to do, need to be recognized also.
Our luminary represents the pinnacle of tireless service to the community and is chosen from an exclusive pool assembled by our planning committee. Ascending to the top is the one prospect whose presence has the greatest impact on those they serve.
We're talking about the basic fabric of making something better than it was. And this is what, this extension of being an luminary. You find something one way, and then with your presence and your dedication to it, you enhance it. And that's an luminary. And people realize the enhancement. They realize that it wouldn't have gotten to where it is had it not been for you.
From names submitted by our vast network of CMS administrative contacts comes the Educator of the Year, who is picked based on that person's ability to reach those students whose circumstances put them at the greatest risk of failure.
We appreciate you taking the time, the effort, because you don't have to. You can do kind of a surface kind of job and get paid. But you're going the extra mile, you're going the extra limit. You're doing something that you don't really have to do, but it's in you to do it. So we recognize the fact that it's in you to do this because you see what we see, the need for our children to do better. They need to be recognized. They need a hug. They need a hug. They need to say, you know, had it not been for you, they wouldn't have gotten to where they are. So they need that recognition also.
In singling out the best high school students, we tap the collective intelligence of the CMS guidance counselor community. Out of hundreds of gifted submissions, 2 standouts are set apart by their academic performance, service to the community, and a formal essay that records their story. In the end, it is the parents who are the real stars.
The parent is the silent partner in this whole thing. So when the parent sees that their children or their child is going above board to do the things that they're supposed to do to succeed, once you see, oh, you know what, we struggled for all those years when they were in school, now look at them, a finished product, so to speak. And you're very proud, and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, I did a good job, even though it was a struggle. I did a good job. And they're looking at the mirror and saying the same thing. You know, my dad was with me during this time, and I didn't know what he was doing half the time. He may not have known what he was doing half the time, but look where we are now. And that's the kind of struggle it's going to take for children to be that kind of citizen. A lot of them become that in spite of, but most of them don't.
When we honor our best, we reverence the past, heartily embrace the present, and delight in the brilliance of our future.